Will you fight? Fight? Against that? No! We will run! And we will live. Aye. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Hey everybody, this is your boy, Sean, Let's Get It On Evans, and Matt and I are back in the cabin for another amazing podcast. That's right, number 60 is officially in the books. And on today's podcast, we talk about a wide variety of things. We do a couple of Would You Rathers, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. I talk about the unfortunate passing of Chris Cornell. And everybody, I hope you have a fun and safe Memorial Day weekend, and I hope everybody takes the time to sit back and reflect on what Memorial Day actually is. Yes, it's fun and it's freedom and it's 3 days of spending time with your friends and family and barbecuing and enjoying life. And that's because millions of brave men and women have sacrificed their lives so that we can do that. So here at Cabin Fever, Matt and I, we both salute the brave men and women who are currently serving and the ones that have continued to fight another day. And for the brave men and women who have sacrificed their lives, thank you. Cabin Fever.
3-month vacation or whatever.
Check. Yeah, dude, absolutely. I think when you take a break like that, when you check out of life for a little bit, I think everyone needs to do that. And I know most people, they just get the 2-week vacation, and that's kind of what they can look forward to. But if you can do it kind of like what Australians do, they take off half a year to a year and just travel, and they just go around.
Europeans too.
Yeah, these people, they're really immersing themselves in the culture and having a good time. And you need that pressure release, or you go crazy.
It's crazy how Americans, how much we work, you know? And it's just like, even saying that a few years ago, I'd be like, oh, that just sounds like lazy talk, you know?
Right,
but
right,
that's how we're kind of bred to think here.
Oh, no, for sure.
We got to fight for a time off.
Absolutely.
You know, especially at my job, they actually give what's considered a decent amount of time off for I think, American standards.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they'll give you a fucking hard time if you really want to take it. They'd rather just pay you for it.
Right, yeah.
And I'm not about that. I'm all about the time. It's so much more important.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We're back!
Yeah!
In the cabin again! All right, dude, let's kick it off.
Good one.
Let's do a Would You Rather.
Okay.
Let's kick it off. It's been a while since we've done one.
Is the fan loud in here?
Right, yeah, I was going to ask you.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe just click it so it stops rotating, or we can just turn it off altogether. This is what life is all about, everybody. It's a hot day in May.
Dry.
Yeah,
Hot, dry.
yeah, and it's
windy.
very little breeze right now, so it's just still, very still. All right, so Matt Whitney, would you rather be known as the best male and probably the first hobby horse champ, or would you rather be known as the best Tom Petty cosplay champ?
Oh, Tom Petty cosplay champ.
Damn. Well, yeah, I guess. Why wouldn't you go for that? It's much more prestigious and not quite as ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess. But that appeals to me personally because
I kind of tailored this one for you.
But I'll tell you something. It's been a little secret of mine. I've always wanted to play Tom Petty in a Tom Petty cover band.
Really?
Yeah, so sometimes I bring
his
music up and I really try to match notes with him and stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. You could do it.
Yeah.
You could do it.
It's my dream. Maybe when I'm older and like retired, I'll find a bunch of dudes who want to play Tom Petty songs.
That would be
and
perfect.
wow them with my
Perfect, man.
impersonation.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
How old is Tom Petty? Do you know?
I'm sure he's like.
Mid 60s?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Early 60s?
Yeah, he's probably.
No, he's
like,
been
my
around. He's
parents'
been around.
age,
Okay.
I want to say. So yeah, probably in his early.
And he's still
60s.
kicking ass, right? He just
Yeah,
came out with a new
sounds
album last year or a year before that.
Yeah,
And
a
it
couple
was
years
touring.
ago. Yeah, and they're on a big tour. They're on their 40th
Is he back with
year.
the Heartbreakers?
Yeah, they're on their 40th year.
Okay, so what's the deal? Like, is it most of the members of the Heartbreakers and then of course Tom Petty, or is it like one guitar player and maybe the drummer?
Oh, it's all the.
It's all the guys, really? Okay,
Their
nice.
their old drummer, he left the band or passed away years ago, but they've had this other guy for a long time now.
Yeah.
So
How many times have you seen Tom?
twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Where at? Here in San
Here
Diego?
in San Diego at the mattress firm Cricket Wireless.
Of course.
Coors amphitheater, our giant outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah,
that we have
yeah.
Here.
In Chula Vista.
Yeah, saw him twice. Really good. Great. Love it. He's playing that Kaboo Festival this year, which I think would be really cool to see him.
Is that here in San Diego?
Yeah,
Is that a
it's in Del
traveling
Mar.
thing? Oh,
It's
yeah,
our
yeah.
own Coachella that we have here.
Oh, right.
Muse is playing. Chili Peppers are playing.
How much are tickets and when do they go on sale?
They're on sale. They're $270.
Are they
for
playing
3
the same
days.
day? Tom Petty and...
I doubt it. They're both
Oh,
headliners.
oh, shit.
I don't know though. I don't know.
That would be an epic
Yeah.
night. I would love to go to that.
It's a good lineup. There's
Hell yeah.
The Wallflowers are playing.
Really?
Matchbox 20.
Oh, I signed, sealed, and delivered.
It's in
I'm
August.
there.
I really want to go. I feel like it'll be a fun time. It's in our backyard too. So
Hell
you can
yeah.
Just, like,
Hell yeah.
Go home afterward, or you just go to the parking lot.
Right, yeah.
Or just go to the beach or something. Yeah, Del Mar. This is the 3rd year they've done it, and I guess it's really cool. They sell themselves as the nice festival as far as like
Right.
cleanliness and like like up nice bathrooms and
Right,
food
right.
and
Well,
good
Del
food,
Mar,
upscale.
it's
Yeah.
very upscale there. Yeah.
Yeah, Killers, Muse, Tom Petty,
That would be sick.
Alanis
Killers over
Morissette
there.
is playing there. That would be cool to see her. Wallflowers would be really cool to see.
Actually, Alanis would be really
Alana,
badass to see.
I would love to see her.
Yeah.
That'd be just different and fun. Yeah.
All right, so do you remember Jingle Ball?
Yeah.
All right, so Jingle Ball, I saw Matchbox 20,
Oh, cool.
a bunch of those 90s alt
Yeah.
type bands that were always on rotation.
Yeah.
It was such a good show.
I bet, man.
So
They gotta
much
be
fun.
so good
Damn
live.
it, I wish I could think off of the top of my head because there are so many other really good
Was
artists.
Third Eye Blind.
I
wasn't
have
that-
seen Third Eye
Oh, yeah?
Blind play, but it wasn't for that event.
Okay.
I think. I've definitely seen him play though.
Well,
yeah,
you can look it up.
bands like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Three Doors Down was there.
Yeah.
I want to say Semisonic was also there.
Okay.
So I mean,
So was this during those bands' heyday, or was this like a throwback?
this would have been the early 2000s. It probably would have been 2002 or 3.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if they
Matchbox
do
20
it anymore.
was still-
Oh, they were still definitely
Yeah.
very popular, and they were still going pretty strong.
I would love to see them.
Oh yeah,
They're
definitely.
great. I still turn them on every once in a while. Yeah, some good stuff.
Yeah, they were playing at what's the theater here in SDSU?
The open air theater.
yeah,
The outdoor
yeah.
one. Or
N-
the indoor
no,
one?
the indoor one.
The Viejas.
Viejas,
or-
that's right, yeah.
It used to be called Viejas.
Yeah,
Yeah, the basketball. The
Yep.
amphitheater.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Chris Cornell passing.
Was that Was that it for Would You Rather?
Oh, I've got one more. I'm going to save it for later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you want to get into it?
No,
now?
it's fine. No, it's fine. We can talk about this dead guy.
Poor guy. Well,
That was
were
very
you?
sad.
Yeah, were you a Soundgarden and a Audio Slave fan?
Nothing more than the radio,
Okay.
but I did appreciate the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah,
and
me
him as
too,
a
for sure.
vocalist.
Yep.
Audio Slave was pretty badass.
Yeah, for me, Audio Slave, that first album, phenomenal. Like that Summer, Like a Stone, all those songs on there.
So good.
Like all those, so good. And he is an extremely good vocalist. And I was just surprised that it was a suicide
Yeah.
thing. I was thinking drug overdose,
Right,
you know, the typical thing. Yeah,
Very sad.
very
So
sad.
young.
Yeah, 52
After a
is
concert.
very, very young. Yeah.
Yeah. And that just, like, I was having this discussion with my girlfriend. I'm like, it just really puts it in your face that like how lonely that person could feel, even amongst fame, money,
Yep.
like passion for music. And then I was reading his bio and stuff, and he's just had a lifetime dealing with his depression issues
Really?
and in and out of rehabilitation for drinking and stuff. And it's just crazy that it would rear its head, I guess, that that much later, and for you to act on it. It's just
Right.
incredible. And then just think of how many connections that guy has. If any one of them would have wanted to talk to him, if they knew he was like feeling that way. It's very upsetting.
Oh, absolutely.
So talented.
Absolutely. Yeah, we always, we look at being an actor or an actress or musician, we think of these people as having their shit together, but they're just like everybody else. Millions of dollars in the bank doesn't make a difference.
Oh.
It does not make a difference. And he has millions of people that would love to take a picture with him, be around him, have a great conversation, just pick his brain about music and life. But you still feel alone. You don't feel like you have the mental support, maybe, or maybe just a lot of times with maybe family or friends. You just don't feel like you can reach out to these people. But just knowing that nowhere am I going to compare myself to Chris Cornell, but I definitely have had these feelings of being down and not feeling that like I could reach out to people, and just feeling really depressed and feeling like I'd rather just not be around. I'd rather just not be here. It's so worth it to stay around. It's so worth it to reach out to people, and even if you have to call the suicide hotline or whatever you got to do, like I just really feel like that. Especially for creative people, man, like sometimes you can get really caught up in your head, and obviously Chris Cornell's the top of the top when it comes to creativity and being an artist and having a gift for singing and captivating an audience and doing all these amazing things. But man, the music industry too is also really fucking wicked. Like, it's really fucking cutthroat. And he's been dealing with it for years and years and years. And I just wish he didn't check out.
I know.
Just wish it didn't come to that point. And to be honest, I haven't thought about Chris Cornell in a long time. I haven't listened to Audio Slave in a while, but it's a band that I enjoyed. And a bunch of the old school Soundgarden songs, of course, too.
Yeah.
All the radio hits I've definitely listened to.
I didn't even realize he was on tour with Soundgarden.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, they were like killing
But I'm
it,
sure they
though.
were killing it because they're one of those bands that it would be people in the 30s and 40s that would love Soundgarden and want to go out and see these guys play again live together. And Chris Cornell is so good live. So good.
Yeah, I saw yesterday. I went on Spotify. Was listening to Soundgarden Audio Slave playlists and stuff. Yeah, I really forgot how great that Audio Slave album was when it came out. And it's all the guys from Rage Against the Machine and him. Supergroup, and was so massively successful. I mean, if you go through his Wikipedia page, every musical project he was involved in was a success.
Right, yeah.
Millions of copies, and it just shows you, like, his uniqueness, of his voice really brought it out. Even, I was playing Audio Slave, and kind of was like, oh, I know this. I know these songs, Like, I remember these songs.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, you couldn't really get away from them back then. Just unfortunate. So, I'm sure it's been said, but you say it again. Reach out. They have a number you can call just to talk to someone. I mean, you don't even have to be to that point, really. It's good. It's good to talk about, though. It takes away the stigma and stuff.
Yeah. And if you can afford it, which Chris Cornell definitely could, therapy or even hiring like a life coach or something. If you don't want to go down the therapy route. Like, there are people out there that can give you some great advice to just kind of uplift your spirits. A spiritual guru, even if you have to go to the church, talk to a priest, talk to a Buddhist, talk to somebody who is kind of there to help in a way,
Who's compassionate.
Yeah, someone who's compassionate, who's going to show you some love. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Very crazy, yeah. And it kind of comes in threes with these celebrities, so I'm hoping we're going to be okay for the next couple of weeks here.
Well, the guy that started Fox News died.
That's
the
right.
same day
Yeah,
or the
that's
day before.
right. Well, he was in his
Yeah,
70s,
he's
and
old.
yeah, he was an older gentleman, and I'm sure he ate plenty of $100 steaks, and had his fun. And there was a bunch of sexual allegations with
Yeah.
this dude too.
Oh yeah, he got kicked out.
So yeah, he did his thing. He's kind of, what people would look at as the white elite that people hate.
Yeah.
He's kind of was like that figurehead, and
Yeah.
then being one of the creators of Fox News, which
Yep.
by the way is like a $600 billion industry. Like they bring in a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Fox News, it's insane how much money they make by selling dick pills and all this other shit for advertising
Right.
on those channels. It's just mind-boggling.
And sold
Mind-boggling.
his news.
Yeah, right.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're selling
Right.
everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy. All right, so I guess that's two. Hopefully,
Well, yeah, I guess.
hopefully we don't lose anyone else.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
no.
If you want to kind of stick to that pattern that kind of pops its head up.
Ugh, that's wild. Yeah, that's too bad. So I didn't know if that was it for that. You haven't-
No, yeah, man.
Did you listen to the Your Mom's House episode with the water sommelier?
No, I haven't.
It's great.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Is
very,
this the latest one?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Very, very interesting.
Okay.
This guy, who's a sommelier just for water,
Just for water. Okay.
comes in, he's German, he's got like a really thick accent. It's pretty funny.
I'm already sold. I'm already sold.
And he's just so passionate about water, everything water, and they are the water champs, whatever. So they break it down. Have a lot of questions for him, and he
Hang
breaks,
tight, baby. Jeans. Jeans for life.
and he just breaks down bottled water and the differences between waters and why they taste different. So
Right,
just
right.
Stuff you would never think about. High-end water.
Yeah, do you remember
they're-
like his some good water recommendations? Like what's his?
Well,
It's got to be some European crazy
No,
French
he likes
water.
Arrowhead water.
Arrowhead, really? I would have
likes-
figured that this is just. That's I'm doing French. How the fuck did German sound? Like Hitler, right?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know.
No, so Arrowhead, I would have just figured he would have like, oh, that's like tap water, basically.
It is. But he likes tap water.
Okay.
His main thing was about natural spring water because of the mineral content. There's a thing called TDS. It's like total deposit something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how minerals in water are measured. And so he said you have water like Dasani, which I don't like. And a lot of like mass-produced water, is owned by soda companies. So what they're doing is just purifying, filtering the water till it's nothing but just water, like at its base. And he said that's not good water to have because you want to have some mineral in it, and that's what gives water like so much sustenance.
Right.
And so he said his just very generalized recommendation was just like drink spring water because like that's the best, and it'll say on the water bottle like if it comes from a spring or not, and that's why like his day to day is just Arrowhead. But he works at a restaurant that offers like pages of different types of waters.
Wow.
Because they matter, and it was interesting because he has such a sensitive palate because that's all he really drinks is water and stuff that and competitions, and like it's
I
like a
never
real
thought
thing.
about that. If you
Yeah.
just drank water and say you were to have a glass of wine for the first time in months, you would probably taste so much
Yeah.
of that wine, or be it a really good craft beer.
Yeah.
And you knew about beer, you could taste all the different flavor levels of hops and the different yeast and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you were just focusing on water and the different mineral content, because I've heard about this. Yeah, there's certain even here in America, there's certain areas that have like natural springs and things like that, and they have different waters that have different mineral content. And obviously, the higher the mineral content, it's a bit more earthy,
Right.
and maybe even the thicker feeling, like
Yeah.
the grainier, like you just taste that it's
It's-
very minerally.
He said it's heavier on your tongue.
Okay.
And in some they get so high that they're considered like medicine basically. In Germany, he said they would be labeled like a medicine, like there was certain water bring in it, and like that's obviously not something you would just drink randomly or whatever.
Right.
You would just sip it now and again.
Well, a lot of these desert hot springs were, like in the beginning, marketed as like come to the hot springs. They've got healing properties, which in certain respects that they do in certain ways. So, and even going back to Indians, like the Native Americans, they would go into these hot springs and feel rejuvenated and feel good, and then even drinking the water. When we were at Yosemite, did you try the soda water? There was a soda spring there. It had water bubbling out of the water.
No.
You didn't try that?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, so it was on the walk that we did, and we came across it, and it was very minerally, but you could try it.
Oh, I don't.
So it was just this natural bubbling. They call it. I'm pretty sure it was called the soda springs of some sort, and they had like a plaque, and you could kind of read about the spring and everything.
That's right.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Okay, do you remember trying it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, do you remember it at all? It was definitely not like a nice just bottled water finish to it, but it was still good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to get you sick or anything.
Right. It was grainy's not the right word, but there was a heaviness to it.
Granular? Granular?
Yeah.
Something like that. Big words.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that now. But yeah, very fascinating. Just like the world of water and stuff like that. And definitely like gave me a little like appreciation for. I like to drink Kirkland water. I think that Kirkland water tastes really good. So I was like, trying
do you know what Kirkland is? Is it like over produce like other waters? You know how like the Kirkland brand of vodka is Grey Goose, and is it something you know of?
It's a company called Niagara.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that's just because I looked it up last night.
Okay.
I didn't have any other info about it.
Isn't the Ramona water? Isn't that spring water? Isn't that what they call it as? Yeah. Highly recommend the Ramona water 760. Check it out. Support local.
Yeah, you got to listen to that episode though, because it's.
No, I'm definitely going to listen to it. Absolutely. Well, you recommended a podcast. I'll recommend one. I know you listened to this one. Ari Shaffir's latest podcast. I just love Ari Shaffir, and I'm so glad that he's back now putting out podcasts, because I missed him. There was a hole in my podcasting heart for Ari Shaffir. He's just so good at his podcast, and he makes it just such a great, fun, good conversation. And he asks some pretty, like, interesting questions along the way. So we had... I'm pretty sure it was 3 comedians, and they were all on there talking about losing your hair, basically.
They're all in different stages.
Exactly. They were in different stages of baldness. Some were full-on George Costanza bald. Some people were just thinning. Some people, it was just creeping up, on the hairline. Or some people were losing it on the crown area. And for me, someone who's been losing my hair's been turning thin for quite a while. Probably my mid-20s, I probably started noticing it. I was at my ex-girlfriend, and her grandfather noticed I wasn't wearing a hat, trying to be respectful and all that bullshit. And he noticed, like, oh, looks like you're losing it. I'm like, what? No, I'm not. What? I must have been
what a way to
22 or 3 or something, maybe 24. I don't even remember time. Time to me. What is time? But I'm just like, oh shit. So then at that point, I just became paranoid. I'm like, oh, yep, it's going. So now I just like, I close crop it. I buzz my hair all the time. And I just wear a hat. And eventually, I don't think I'll go to Joe Rogan status and completely just straight razor shave it, but I'll keep it pretty damn short. It's an unfortunate thing. Like, I don't get it. What is it like? Biologically, what's the point of losing your hair?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense, especially me. I'm so white. It's like I'm gonna get sunburned on the top of my head, and I will be fucked. And I have in the past going to the river wearing a trucker hat and the netting, and it burned my poor scalp, my poor head. I'm already getting burned everywhere else. It's like my head is like the one bastion where I don't have to worry about tenderness from the sun cooking my poor skin. But yeah, it's such a funny, good conversation with Ari Shaffir and these 3 other comedians. Kurt Metzger, this other guy, Mark Norman, who's really funny. He's been on a couple of podcasts lately, like a couple of different ones. He was on Bert Kreischer, and I want to say another one that I just listened to as well. But he's really funny.
He talks like this.
Yes, yeah.
He was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like not a gimmick. either.
Mm-mm.
That's like just how he talks, and I was like, once I was like, oh, okay, he's not just like messing around.
Right. Yeah.
Then I just started listening to more what he was saying, and he was really just quick with like the
Oh,
little.
yeah.
And he just had a special come out too. I was watching
That's
a promo.
okay. That's what it is. That's why he's doing the podcasting rounds.
Oh,
The special
okay.
just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched some promos from it too, and it was really funny. And he was just like a kind of like reminds me of like a classic stand-up comedy kind of dude. You know, more like a traditional.
Yeah, I would definitely go and see him. Check out his stand-up and see him perform.
He probably rips it pretty good.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
I do appreciate a lot of different comic styles, but anyway, yeah, he was on there, and then there was like one other guy too, and I'm forgetting who it was, but
It's a comedian I'd never heard of. I think he's more of a New York comedian.
Oh, okay.
Probably, I want to say. But he was the one that was further along in the baldness state. Yeah, he was. I think he was completely gone up top and just had like the sides. Yeah. It was
a really just.
And they didn't, obviously, Ari Shaffir, the main topic is always trying to talk about baldness, but there's always other shit they get into, so it's always a fun,
they didn't
good,
get into
varied
it
conversation.
for a while.
For like halfway through, they're just talking, shooting the breeze, you know.
Ari, where you been? Missed you.
Yep.
The mythical Ari.
Oh, and then, okay, so the most recent podcast they did, they call it Cleavage Day in New York, which is hilarious. So it's him and I think, it was something Skanks. Legion of Skanks. There's the guys on Legions of Skanks. So it's those three guys, and they're just walking around New York and looking for the cleavage, and obviously they're just shooting the shit, having a good time. Another
so
good
they are
conversation.
out and about.
Just they're out and about. All of them have
Funny.
Microphones, and they're just walking around.
Awesome.
Yes, exactly. And we will do that sometime with this thing right here. I'll figure it out. Yeah. It'll be so much fun.
Yeah,
we'll go out to one of these events if they ever have these protests, or maybe Comic-Con one time, and
that'd be fun.
we'll just walk around and see if we can interview people. It'd be
so
fun.
Much fun.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Especially when you're mobile too, so we could have like a little home base. And,
exactly.
I like it.
All right, we'll do it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to change the name of the podcast.
No.
Won't be in the cabin anymore. No,
well,
I'm just kidding.
it's all about escaping the.
That's true. That's very true.
Getting out and about.
It'll probably be more actually in tune to the podcast. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've been meaning to listen to that one too, and Ari's great. My hair, I've always had thin hair my whole life, and like a large forehead.
Yeah.
But I definitely noticed, that was probably like, I think I was like 25. I remember, because I was coming home from a concert, and I was just kind of like feeling the back of my crown, and there's like a bald spot right there.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's going. But it's kind of maintained.
Oh,
like, I haven't really lost.
Yeah.
I'll every once in a while, like, I'll notice some like hair falling out, and it's definitely thinned out more, but it's still, like, I can still comb my hair and not...
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't notice.
I think you can get your Jesus look back completely and be completely fine. Get those Goldilocks going again.
I've thought about it.
You'd be all right.
Thought about bringing it back.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Do they have regulations in the driving department?
No.
Go for it. Go crazy.
Show up.
Be that
my
guy.
Hair flowing in the
right
in the breeze. It just gets so hot.
That would suck. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and my dad, he's balding, but he's been balding, I think, my whole life. You know, it's not all bald.
Right,
Now he shaves it close because it's mostly gone, but he's 61 years old.
Yeah, he's in his 60s now.
Yeah,
it's like,
so. Yeah, I'm not too worried.
It's expected at a certain point,
yeah,
you know?
His dad was like, straight up.
Straight up, yeah.
All bald. So, I mean, it's probably coming, and I always thought, I was like, I'm just going to start shaving it. I ain't going to try to save it or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there's no getting hair plugs. There's no getting a weave. You know, there's all kinds of different stuff that people do. Like, there's some really good toupees out there that are much better than what they were in the 90s or the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, you really can't tell.
It's like, I'm just so lazy with that shit. I mean, you have to literally glue on that thing on your head. And it's like you're sweating under there, and the glue is seeping into your pores. Like, you're gonna get head cancer just because you want some fucking rug on your head to look like you have hair. It's
you're
like
kind of like lying to everybody, too.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Eventually, you gotta.
It's pretty fucked up.
If you get intimate with someone, you gotta eventually like tell them, like,
right.
I'm actually bald.
Yeah. Surprise.
I think you know. for the most part, I think chicks don't mind like a bald head as long as you're
No.
not trying to savor like 2 strands and comb them over your
Exactly.
crown there.
Exactly, yeah.
You know,
There's some guys where I'm just like, dude, just
Let it go.
please shave your head. There's like that little patch you're trying to hold on to, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
These are older guys too, so it's like it might be a different thought process to when they were growing up, you know. They're just kind of following what their dads did
True.
or whatever they saw around them, or their peers are doing that. They're trying to do the comb over and hold on to whatever little scrap of hair that they can do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I think a pride thing for guys. It's like
Yeah,
our marker
yeah.
of aging,
Yeah.
for sure. But you know, dudes, we age well mostly. You just got to maintain. I mean, it could be.
You just have to stay healthy, really. You just have to eat healthy, you know, maintain a good, somewhat physique, you know, just
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise. And yeah, guys, we get more distinguished. Ladies? Actually, no. I think a lot of ladies now, diet and everything is
Yeah, it
they're
shows.
on top of it, you know. I've seen some girls that have had babies and they look amazing right
Yeah.
afterwards. Genetics and just proper dieting and
Yeah, and don't do plastic surgery.
oh please,
It's just
please,
terrible.
no more plastic
There's
surgery.
some older
Just because
women-
celebrities do it, please do not
Yeah.
do it. No more boob jobs. We don't need any of that. Please, no more. No more. No more.
Yeah, there's some older women, you know, and they've got their fine lines and stuff that I think look gorgeous, you know,
Mhm.
like there's something as I've gotten older too that's more appealing about older women too, because you can just
Me
you can
too.
actually just converse with them a lot easier.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and they've done it all, seen it all kind of thing, and they're
Yeah.
a little bit more worldly, and it's just that's an attractive quality. you know?
Exactly. I'm attracted to a woman, not a girl. I think a lot of people, even men and women, there's maturity doesn't quite get there when it comes to,
Yeah, it's different.
you know, there are certain levels where you do. I think you should be considered a man and a woman. I don't think 18, the age of 18 defines, yes, you're legally an adult, but do you have the maturity level to be a man or to be a actual woman, to go out there and do what you have to do type of thing to get through life and not go through childish emotions to backlash at somebody or whatever, or deal with other people in your life. I think a lot of people are still kind of like in high school mode or just something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everyone's different.
Not obviously this
Yeah.
is just my opinion. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but there are some people out there that just because they're almost 30 doesn't mean that they're a man or a woman
Exactly.
necessarily.
Exactly.
Maturity wise.
Yeah, and it's, you know, by the time you're 30, I mean, you've all experienced a lot. So I mean, have you dealt with it, or have you just kind of maintained this victim attitude?
Right,
you know,
right.
You can just tell with certain people just the way they talk, like,
Yep.
oh, you're kind of still stuck in some kind of mode here, you know, and that's unfortunate, but hey.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a bummer sometimes.
All right, dude. So, we'll switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy with
Oh,
my
you
mom.
did?
Yep. For Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was a pretty
Yeah.
good movie. I enjoyed the first Guardians much more than I did the second one, but I still appreciated the second one for what it was. It was a very emotional movie.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it was, they were tapping into the whole son-father issue, and then Rocket dealing with being like the outcast
Yeah.
and like his emotional things.
Yeah.
Like he just wants to be loved, but he does things that to get attention, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh
Called
wow,
out.
this is like really like they're getting deep here.
Yeah.
But you know, still very funny and comedic, and Drax definitely upped his
Oh, I
whole
know.
game, which is good. You know, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
It was
I'm
so
curious about
funny.
what the third one's going to be. I hope it doesn't like jump the shark, as they would say, with the third one. But who knows? You know, maybe the Guardians get tied up with the Avengers or something. Aren't they all part of the whole fucking same
I think
universe or
that's
something?
what is going to happen
Okay.
with the next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Because there's like a 2-part Avengers movie coming out
Mm.
next year or something, like over 2 years. or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was great. I actually liked it a little bit more than the first one. I have to
Oh,
say.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I like where they went with it, and it was very funny.
Yeah.
And very like good storyline.
Yep.
they gave a lot of little subplots and stuff going
Visually stunning, like really
Oh,
well
I
done. The
know,
CGI,
yeah.
holy shit, crazy.
Yeah, I had that thought too. I was like,
Yeah.
man, kids growing up with these movies, I mean, it's so immersive now. It's just
Right, dude.
insane.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
we grew up with like Disney animation at first, and then like really shitty CGI stuff, and then now it's just like mind blowing.
It's crazy to think about when Toy Story came out and how crazy that was. But I watched it recently, and oh my god, it's not that great. Like
Really?
no,
Like CGI wise, or
CGI. I mean, the story in the movie holds up, but yeah, just the CGI back then. It's just like, wow, this is like it's come so far. I mean, it's been 20 years, so
Yeah.
I mean, of course it has.
wow, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was just like blown away, like wow, this was very early in this CGI
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they just it's pretty insane what they do now, and it must be crazy to film a movie like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, in front of
Oh,
the green screen.
yeah,
all
and the green
time.
screen thing, yeah.
like a whole movie basically.
It must be fun to watch it, you know, as the actor, and be
Absolutely.
like, oh shit, wow, that's what they're really envisioning for this scene. Wow, type of. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's good. I really want to see Alien.
Oh
The new
yeah.
Alien.
Yep.
It just came out this weekend.
Yeah.
I almost went and saw it today, but actually Rachel Gillis and I saw the last one together, Prometheus. I remember it was like really random. She had mentioned it, and we were like, oh, we want to go see it, and we went and watched it. So I hit her up about. I was like, we should go see the new Alien, but I don't. You know.
I think she's back in town.
Yeah, she's in town. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so we got to get her.
Oh,
in.
definitely get her back
Yeah.
on and definitely hang out and
Mm-hmm.
catch up with her, see what she's up to.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, pretty cool. Good.
All right, so it's been announced John Jones, he
Oh,
is going to
yeah.
be back. He's
Yeah.
going to fight Daniel Cormier in July for the light heavyweight championship.
So he gets a straight shot at the title. Huh?
Yep, right away, right away.
Wow.
Well, see, he's technically still. Well, actually, no. He got his title was taken away from him, but he had never lost the title in the octagon.
Right.
So he's still the unspoken champion.
Right.
So, but if DC was to actually be able to beat him, it would completely solidify him as the light heavyweight champion. And that's kind of been the thing. It's just been kind of looming over DC. It's just like, well, I still haven't beaten John Jones. He beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this
This
will
is
be
2
a good
years in
match.
the making now?
Oh yeah, because John Jones
Yeah.
he got busted at UFC 200, and since then, what are they at 211 now? I think, or 212. I don't know what they're at. But they're in that range right there.
Yeah.
So could be interesting. Could be a good
Yeah.
fight. And see, I want to do some more bag of bets.
Okay.
And then I want to get that growler back. So we need a good. I want to.
Yeah.
It's got to be a really good thing that we're both in on, and we both feel confident that our picks are the ones to win. So we'll figure it out. You know,
Okay.
we'll down the road. We still have some time with the John Jones thing, and there's some other really good fights with the UFC and other shit that we could probably figure out. But one of the bets that I wanted to do was I want to call it outro karaoke. So if you lose the bet, you have to pick a karaoke song, and then that will be the outro to what one of the podcasts will be one of us singing whatever song we choose, type of thing.
Here in the.
Oh, you could do however
Oh, I see what you're
however
saying.
we whatever the easiest way to record it is. We
Right.
don't necessarily have to go to a karaoke bar or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, you can just be recording it on your phone, sitting at your computer, reading off karaoke, but that's going to be what's going to be played at the end
Nice.
of it. I mean, it could be any song, I guess. I don't think it'll get pinged if we're singing bad karaoke.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And if you use the actual karaoke music, it's usually a little different than the actual
Right.
version.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that bet.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it'll be an interesting fight because, Daniel Cormier's been fighting. So,
And doing it very successfully.
yeah.
Yeah.
But John Jones could be just pent up and, like, ready to fucking rock and roll. I mean, he did beat him. Hasn't he beat him twice?
Once.
It was just the one time?
Yeah, just the one time,
Okay.
and they were supposed to fight several times after that.
Right.
Either it was Daniel Cormier was injured, or John Jones gets busted for PEDs.
You think they'll still have the same contentious relationship, you know, like they did right before the other one?
Oh yeah, they've been. They just recently had a press conference for the like kicking off their summer series, and they were going back and forth pretty
Really?
bad. Yeah,
Already?
Yeah. DC has definitely stepped up his shit talking game too. So he's going right after John Jones and going after him being supposed drug user and all this cocaine and really going deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sucks for DC. I mean, he's just been in it, fighting, you
Yep.
know, but it's all looming over their heads like, wow, he did beat me, you know. And like,
Yeah.
am I the champ? You know, it's just like,
Oh no, DC definitely thinks that he is the true champion. I mean, he's proven it. He's defended it twice, and won it. So I mean, he's doing his thing. He's definitely there.
Yeah.
But he's getting older, man. He's getting older. He's also doing commentary. So he joins Joe Rogan and this other guy, and they do commentary sometimes. And he's also doing Fox Sports News. So he does a lot of breakdowns of the fights. So he's busy. He's busy. So if John Jones is spending most of his time just working out, training, and focusing in on beating Daniel Cormier, and if DC is being distracted by this other stuff, that could be his downfall.
Yeah.
And that could be John Jones right back there in the mix.
Well, that would be cool, because then he can. Either way, like, he's back in the ring, you know, so we'll see just more fights with him and stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's pretty young, isn't he? Isn't John Jones?
Oh, yeah, I think he just turned 30.
Yeah, okay.
Just turned 30, yeah. There's a dog barking in the background, so I'm hoping it's not picking up on the podcast. We'll see. I doubt it, though. I'm not hearing it really in the headphones, but this little fucker's been going off. Usually when the people leave, they leave the dog all day, then he's like, what the fuck, where is... Hey!
It's dark.
It's dark! I haven't eaten in a while! Is it cool if I just stay here, or should I look for you? Should I break out?
Are you guys okay?
Hello? Fuck you guys!
Be part of your podcast.
Fuck you guys, man!
Yeah. Ooh, that smells so good.
Other dogs?
That's
I just
sweet
took a nice fat hit.
That's sweet green.
Let me see. Let me double check. I got some good stuff on hand right now. Lemon Kush, amazing. Smell that. If you smell that, and then smell this one. This one is amazing. It's blueberry. Is the name of it. But it's so good.
I feel like my body is lacking cannabinoids.
Well, our brains are set up for those sweet cannabinoids. Yep.
Cannabinoid, yeah.
So that's a Lemon Kush.
This smells familiar. I believe I had some of this.
Oh,
in my
I
day.
hope you have.
In my
It's
days.
so good. And this blueberry, you can really smell the sweetness in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Little taste.
Lick.
Wow. So is this do you go still for like the middle shelf?
Yeah,
type?
mid shelf.
Yeah.
But this stuff's really good. I found a really good dispensary, so pretty much I get it. They do 10 grams, $10 a gram. So I usually get 4 grams, which is just a little over an eighth. An eighth is usually 3.5, but I usually get 4. So that's $40 right there for an eighth of really good mid-level stuff.
Right.
And then if you're lucky, sometimes you get the top shelf, and if they just moved it down type of thing to the mid shelf, if they're low on it or whatever, or maybe it's a week or two old and they just want to get rid of it, then you can really get some really good stuff.
Isn't that amazing? Just the whole industry.
Oh,
and just the image of it has changed.
Oh, definitely.
Drastically. I
Definitely.
no longer feel any sense of shame just handling weed or seeing it or whatever. It's just the education's out there. They're just blowing it wide open. It's amazing.
Oh,
to see
it's
the whole
phenomenal.
transition.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just remember being downtown and the sheriff's department was raiding a dispensary down there, and I'm just thinking, like, it must have been 2014. Yeah, it was probably 2014, and I just knew that in 2016 that they were going to be re-voting on, like, the legalization here in California, and just thought it was so ridiculous that they were even going out of their way. But they make money doing these raids, and and then now that place is gone, and they busted through the window, and they took all their product, all the money, everything, and then And then, of course, the dispensary has to spend all this money in legal fees to try to get their product back or try to get their money back.
Yeah.
And it's just becomes this huge clusterfuck. And I'm so thankful that shit's over with, because now the DEA and everyone, the sheriff's department and the police department, they can focus in on meth labs and like the cartels coming up from Mexico and shit. Like, focus in on the real shit. And let marijuana, cannabis, hemp. Let's embrace this into our economy. California, we're like better than most countries in the world when it comes to our economy.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not get an even bigger boost from the cannabis industry?
Yeah.
And it's right around the corner. Still got slugging away, which takes a while, but it's going to get there. And all these dispensaries that are now open will eventually be ready for the complete full embrace of legalization, where just the random person can come in recreationally and pick up an eighth or two or a gram or a joint or a lollipop or whatever.
I just wish the federal government would just get on board already.
Right.
Allow these people to use banks, to run their businesses and stuff.
Exactly.
Just legitimize the whole thing.
Do it properly,
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's cool now. I mean, now you can just grow plants in your yard and have, like, just bud,
Yeah. That's one of the real things that's just motivating me. Like, I just got to get some land, I get build my greenhouse.
Exactly.
All right. So would you rather wake up next to the BK King telling you you had it your way, or wake up to Ronald McDonald telling you you were loving it?
Bravo, sir. That's a great.
I wish I could take credit for it. I have to thank the internet.
I think the BK King.
BK King.
He's funny.
He is funny.
I love the BK King.
Yeah. He looks happy.
They used to do a lot more, I feel like, commercials.
Yeah.
They were always really funny.
Oh yeah.
So chances are we had a good time. That was just creepy. Ronald McDonald.
Extremely creepy. Extremely creepy.
He's still the mascot for Rabies Children's Hospital, because I deliver to them a lot.
Right, yeah.
They got a big Ronald McDonald statue outside and stuff. And it's like, get a new statue. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, let's switch this up.
The kids really like
Way
that.
too close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, especially.
Yeah, what are they? What's that guy's name?
Pennywise.
Pennywise, right. They're remaking it, or they have already remade
that
it.
trailer?
I have, and it's freaky.
It's terrifying.
I don't like it. I already didn't like the first one.
No, me neither.
Ugh.
It terrified me when I was a kid. My mom, she loved reading Stephen King. She couldn't read it.
Oh.
She said she could only get
Too
a chapter
much.
in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the book is that bad? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go see it though. I think it's been a long time for a movie like that on that level.
That's true. Yeah.
Terrifying. It doesn't rely on like so many tropes and stuff.
Right. All right. So from when you were a kid, do you remember any movies that just really just stuck with you when it comes to scary movies? Like really just like got into your psyche and just freaked you the fuck out?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I didn't even watch all of it. I watched some of it when I was a kid, and it
just enough, just to the creepy parts will stick with you. Yeah.
And I mean, I bet it's still pretty creepy. I just remember like the balloon blowing up and exploding blood out.
Yeah.
And it just was like, just rocked me to my core. I never watched scary movies when I was a kid. I was too sensitive. Even the covers of movies would get to me.
Okay, yeah.
So I couldn't even really, unless I was like feeling daring.
Yeah.
I couldn't like. I never watched those Child's Play movies. Chucky.
Whoa, no,
but
no,
I would
no,
have
fuck
nightmares
that
about
shit.
It.
Oh, yeah,
Just from like imagining what it even is.
Right.
I remember seeing The Ring in theaters.
Okay.
And that I remember the next day, still getting ready for school the next day, and being like scared in my shower.
A little jumpy. Yeah.
Still like.
That's an intense scene though.
That was a movie that was way fucking psychologically creepier than it looked from the preview or whatever. And it was only rated PG-13.
Which is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling. For me, it was Pet Sematary. Did you ever hear about this?
I remember the movie. I never saw it.
Freaky as fuck. So I grew up in an apartment complex, so you just find yourself in someone's apartment and you're watching some random scary movie or some random movie. You know, you start off watching cartoons and then all of a sudden you're watching fucking Pet Sematary, and it's like getting in your brain like all these really scary, freaky shit. And like you were talking about Chucky, a lot of those movies, like 1 and 2, just like it gets in your brain, and then you're a little kid, and you think you hear scurrying, or you think you see little feet run across from the light coming out from under the door. You know, like your imagination, especially when you're younger, just gets way out there, man.
Yeah.
Way out there. But yeah, Pet Sematary. I'm sure if I was to revisit it, I'd be like, oh my god, this is so fucking corny.
Exactly.
But when you're little, there's this one part where I don't quite remember if it was like a little dead kid or something, but he slits the heels of this woman's, I'm pretty sure it was a woman, like the heel part.
Yeah.
And then it cuts the tendons, so then she can't walk or get away. And it's just like that part. I remember, I think that might have been the part I'm like, I gotta go home now. I think I got some chores to do. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then, of course, nightmares, and it just gets into your psyche. And then I remember visiting my dad, and he wouldn't mind putting on, like, Freddy Krueger movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Jason, movies like that. So I'm a little kid, and, like, the whole family's gathering around, and we're watching these crazy... I'm like, I shouldn't be watching this, but okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to piss the bed tonight because I don't want to get up and go to the bathroom because I'm so freaked out.
I couldn't do it back then, and I'm sure a lot now, it would be like funny, campy to us now, but
Or, do you remember, what was the movie where it was Campbell? He had the saw hand, he had a chainsaw for a hand.
Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
No, that's it, yeah. All right, so my uncle, we used to get a lot of movies on VHS, so it would be recorded off the either the TV or something, or my uncle would make like recordings off of 2 VCRs of the movies he had. So it was Star Wars. And then it would cut, and halfway through would be Army of Darkness, and I'm like, Mom, hurry, fast forward, the bad part's on, and it would just be like maybe 5 minutes of Army of Darkness, like the creepiest, scariest parts ever, and then it would get back to like the Star Wars. I'm like, oh my god, I'm scarred. I'm scarred right now.
Part.
Yeah, hurry, I can't watch. You cover my eyes.
What was the other movies in the Army of Darkness? It was
Gesundheit. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. It was the one they remade, and we all went and saw it. You, me, and Jason. Where they're in a cabin. God damn.
Oh, dude, that was a freaky one. That got me actually older because there was a part where someone's arm was getting cut off or something, and I'm like, I have to look away right now. I'm I'm like freaked out right now with this part.
It was God, what was the name? It was a remake of the first. It wasn't Army of Darkness was like later.
Right.
People are probably like, yelling
it's
at
this. It's this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. It's Cabin something.
Yeah.
Is it Cabin something?
Yeah.
It wasn't Cabin in the Woods, was it?
No. Cabin in the Woods was that one that was like that
was a good one though.
Yeah, I love that.
That was with the mermaid and all that. Yeah, that was actually a really, really good movie.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Super funny and gory and scary.
Yep.
Cabin.
Look it up.
Fever. Gosh darn it.
Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever.
What was that? Oh. It's on the tip of my tongue. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Yes.
Yeah, it was the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah.
So they had Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
And then, that Evil Dead remake, though, there was the girl who got scalded in the shower.
Yeah.
And stuff. Oh, my God, it was terrifying.
Good
times. But Cabin in the Woods, that's a freaking great movie. The guy who plays Thor is in it, and he they get him like right in the beginning and stuff.
Doesn't he with a motorcycle? Doesn't he try to
tries to jump
and
hits the wall?
And
you're like, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah.
And it just turns you. It takes all the tropes of a horror movie and just turns them on its head. And that's why it's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the stoner ends up being like the hero and stuff.
his bong was so amazing. Yeah.
What is this movie? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
So
Did you see
good,
Get Out?
Get Out? No, I don't think I have.
Oh, you got to see that movie.
Break it down.
It just came out. I can't believe you haven't even heard about it. It's like a kind of like a psychological horror movie, and kind of in the vein of Cabin in the Woods. It's a lot of There's a lot of like levity to it. It's like a horror comedy, I guess you could say, but it's basically about a couple, and it's this white girl and her black boyfriend, and they're going to meet her family who live kind of like a distinguished life in this community or whatever, and there's just certain things that happen where he's just getting like really creepy vibes from everyone there, and then they have these like African American like servants working there, and he like tries to talk to them, but it's almost like they're just not there. They're like robotic in a way, and it just something's off, and that's all I'll say.
Wow, I'm intrigued.
That's all I'll say. It's
I'm
really
intrigued.
good.
So this is brand new, or is this something I could...
It came out last year, but then they released it wider this year. And the guy from Key and Peele, Jordan, wrote and directed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I have heard about this, but yeah, the way you're breaking it down though really makes me want to watch it though.
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll like it. It's a very Catherine Keener is in it. And then,
yeah.
The guy, one of the guys from Cabin in the Woods, plays the dad, and he's great. And just really freaky movie, very freaky.
All right, awesome. Yeah,
you gotta watch
it's on the list.
And have you seen Split yet? With James
McAvoy?
McAvoy?
No.
Put that on the
It's
list.
on the queue. It's on the queue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good too.
Well, I was waiting for it because it's on Amazon, but I was gonna rent it. I'm just waiting for it to get down to like $3.99.
Oh,
it's been at like $5.99 or something right now. But I'll check it tonight. And I'll probably watch it. Yeah.
It's a good one. You'll like it.
Okay, cool.
M. Night Shyamalan. Coming back. Yeah. Yeah. All right, where we at?
Yeah, man.
Recommendations?
Let's kick in some recommendations.
Well, I said mine already, but Your Mom's House. I just started really listening to it more actively. I haven't really listened to them that much.
Yeah.
That's a good recommendation. And then listen to their newest episode about. I think it's called The Real Water Champ. And they have a water sommelier come in and break down water. Very interesting.
Yeah, I like that. That's so awesome. Yep, I'm definitely gonna check it out. You got me. So yeah, my recommendation is actually I don't really have anything written down. But I just started rewatching. I've already done this before, but I'm starting to rewatch Star Trek Next Generation because they're coming out with a new Star Trek called Star Trek Discovery. So they're starting a new season of the Star Trek franchise.
Wow.
And it's supposed to be set 10 years before Captain Kirk's Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I'm recommending Star Trek Enterprise and Next Generation and Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, okay.
So I have no idea what the new season's like. I've only watched the trailer. It does look pretty good.
I started watching that show Twin Peaks.
Oh, I've been meaning to check that out. So you're watching the old version because the new one's just coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix, the first 2 seasons. There's only 2 seasons. The first season is only 8 episodes, but the first episode is like 2 hours long.
Oh, okay,
It's like
nice. So it's like a
movie.
movie. Nice.
And it's a trip watching it because it was made in 1989.
Right, yeah.
But the quality of Netflix is high definition. It's good.
Okay,
it's
cool.
It's just really cool to see how they shot shows like that back then.
And I heard it's kind of before its time in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was cool. Because
Probably why there was only 8 episodes at the time, right?
Yeah. Well, then they do a second season for 22.
Oh, so they go a full.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then this new one, I guess, is a full 18 episode. And there was a movie that was like a prequel to the first season. But it's really cool, like storytelling. It's different. It's David Lynch. There's like some like really random comedy that's just like, this is bizarre. But yeah, very ahead of its time because I went and read up on it and reading reviews and stuff from when it came out. And it was kind of panned because it was on regular TV and it was just so different. People were like criticizing it, like this isn't like a primetime show,
Right,
it's too
right.
weird. But they really do set you up for like a very interesting premise. It's a whole premise is about a girl who turns up murdered in a small town.
Right,
And
yeah.
outside FBI agent comes in to investigate, and it's about his like investigation and stuff like that. So it sucked me in the first. It's kind of the pacing is kind of slow, but they really are. I feel like taking time like developing characters and stuff because everyone's got their little secrets and whatnot. So,
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, cool. So yeah, I just thought of one more recommendation, and it's a YouTube channel. It's called Dear Meat for Dinner, so like DEER, Meat for Dinner.
Oh.
And so this guy and his wife, they are awesome. Like, they go hunting for wild boar, they go hunting for deer, they go out fishing, deep sea fishing. He's a sea captain, so he goes out and charters this awesome, huge fishing boat. They go out and they go deep sea fishing for dorado, for sailfish, and he goes through all the steps of cleaning the fish, or cleaning out a deer and skinning and everything. And he lives down in Florida, so they'll go gator hunting, and
Wow.
he'll completely skin a gator right there in front of you, and he'll cook up different dishes with gator meat or with deer meat, or just really just all around. It's basically a cooking channel, but he does all this other fun, cool things like hunting and fishing, and he'll hunt with a bow, or he'll hunt with a rifle, or it's just a fascinating channel. And I've just been kind of binge watching it, because usually they're maybe like 10-15 minute long videos, and sometimes longer. And it's also really cool because it's very family oriented. He has his friends on, and yeah, it's just a fun, kind of captivating show, like YouTube channel to watch.
Right.
So I definitely recommend that if you're into that type of thing. And it makes you kind of appreciate meat in a way. Like, this is like real fresh game, and this is like how it's processed. And like, you kind of just go to the grocery store and you see a steak and you see all this stuff, and he'll even break it down, like, this is this part of the cow, and this is what this steak is, like this cut of meat and that. And it really breaks everything down. It doesn't make it makes you more familiar with what you're eating in a way as well. And it makes you want to try a wild game, or it definitely makes me want to go fishing, because it's been so long since I've done it, and it's fun to do, especially if you're doing it in a way that's going to be beneficial to either the lake, the river, the ocean. You're not overfishing type of thing.
Yeah.
And he goes lobster diving and crabbing, and all these other fun things, like stuff you never even would think about, but he does it and shows you how to cook it, how to clean it, and all this other thing. So it's very educational and entertaining. So definitely recommend that. So yeah, let's break it down. Where can the good people find you?
On Twitter at
Yeah.
PACMATT.
That's right, double T. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
And then you can find Cabin Fever Podcast on all the podcasting platforms. Just search Cabin Fever Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Cabin Fever Pod. Both of us are trying to, post and like, and we're slowly growing our following. And that's been a lot of fun. And then, of course, Facebook. You find it at Cabin Fever Podcast. And then you can find me at Sean Evans Photo. That's SeanEvansPhoto. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And just hope you all have a good life. And this is number 60, baby.
Yeah.
Number 60.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Bye.